What's up YouTube, my name is Gio, and after a very long few months full of stress, corrupted hard drives, and corrupted files, seriously, sorry for the lack of content, but life's been bending me over right now. Anyway, I finally managed to catch up on one of the best pieces of Star Wars media out there, that being The Last Jedi. Oh, I can't say that with a straight face. I'm just kidding. It's Season 7 of The Clone Wars. I mean, goddamn, this season was great. The animation was slick, the stories were heartfelt, and the tension was thick. However, what I want to focus on in this video is the last 4 episodes of the season with the Siege of Mandalore, because these episodes, in my opinion, perfectly embody Star Wars. Literally, it's better than the entire sequel trilogy combined. And yes, I know that is a low bar to jump over, but you get my point. Anyway, in this video, I want to break down what made these last episodes so great, and the lessons that Disney and Lucasfilm can learn from this season. The Clone Wars is probably the best Star Wars spin-off show, and I think a lot of that has to do with the characters, or more specifically, having characters that show and experience growth. And there is a character in the Clone Wars that is the best embodiment of that concept, that being Ahsoka Tano. This girl has to be one of my favorite characters in Star Wars, and I'm not the only one with this opinion. People love Ahsoka, and I think a lot of that has to do with her growth as a character. We see her go from a young, snarky Padawan to a mature and focused ex-Jedi. When she's reintroduced to us in episode 5, and throughout her time with Trace and her sister, we see how even though she has left the Order, she still holds many of their original ideals. And we also see that Ahsoka's experience with the Council that led to her departure still plays a major part in how she views the Jedi. And her journey with Trace and her sister only amplifies those feelings.
She said, I had to make a choice, but not to worry. The Force will be with you. That's it. Then she was off. And Trace and I were left without parents, without a home. Just left there to find our way in their system.
As a result, when she is in need of help before going to Mandalore, we see that she's less focused on the needs and politics of the Council, and is more looking for support from her friends within it like Anakin. And for the record, I'd like to say, I love her connection with Anakin, how even after so much time apart, they could still fall into that same friendship. Both have clearly matured over their time apart, but there's still a genuine respect between them, which makes the tragedy of what happens during these last episodes so much more impactful. We are reminded of their bond and loyalty they have for each other, and that is put front and center when she first meets and fights Darth Maul. Darth Maul is a very interesting character to put up against Ahsoka, as they both play similar roles this season. While both characters at the end of the day are inconsequential to Emperor Palpatine's grand plan, they know that the concept of the Sith and the Jedi aren't as black and white as they were led to believe, which is what leads Maul to think that Ahsoka will join him to help take down the soon-to-be Emperor. And to his credit, Ahsoka's initially down for it, until Anakin is brought into conversation.
What do you want with Anakin Skywalker?
He is the key.
To bring balance to the Force?
To destroy. He has long been groomed for his role.
I know Anakin. Your vision is flawed.
This is character growth. We can see how every experience Ahsoka has had led her to this moment, and how her bond and loyalty she has towards Anakin drives her to deny Maul's offer. And that leads us into the duel. This fucking duel. From the movement to the lighting and even the small character interactions, this fight is damn near perfect. And I'd like to take a moment right now to talk about lightsaber duels in Star Wars. They're the most standout moments in the franchise, and also the most intimate. To me, what determines a great lightsaber fight is the relationship between the two fighters and the stakes behind them. For example, Luke's intense fight with Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi is built off of all their past encounters, and the pull between Luke and Vader trying to bring the other to their side. This gives the fight more weight because both characters have a deeper reason to fight each other than just surface level, hey, you're a Sith, I'm a Jedi. fuck you, let's fight. Now, how does this apply to Maul and Ahsoka, you may be asking? They literally just met. But one thing that this fight, along with all the last 4 episodes, used to their advantage is dramatic irony. This is basically when the audience knows something that the characters don't. And that something in this case is the fact that all this shit is happening at the same time as Revenge of the Sith. And chances are, if you are watching the Clone Wars, you've probably seen the movie. As a result, we know what Maul is saying to Ahsoka about Anakin and the Jedi are true. And there's a side of us that wants them to work together. But we know that's never gonna happen. It adds such a complexity and tension to this fight, and it can only be achieved with the dramatic irony of our knowledge of Revenge of the Sith. And that tension quickly becomes even thicker, because the audience knows that Ahsoka is on fucking borrowed time. And this borrowed time comes from a certain, how you say, order.
Execute Order 66.
The moment the audience realizes that the last 4 episodes take place during the time of Revenge of the Sith, we are instantly counting down for that Order 66 clock to strike. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that Ahsoka is on this mission with Captain Rex, someone who's not just a good friend to her, but also a clone. And if you forgot, this is what clones were supposed to do during Order 66. Yeah, not very pretty. So as the audience, we know that there is going to be a conflict and want to see how it unfolds because of how good of friends Rex and Ahsoka are. Every little hint we get to where we are in the timeline increases the tension as we get closer and closer to the event, until it happens.
Execute Order 66.
Yes, Lord Sidious.
This is where we see something that's been building up within the character of Rex since his last encounter with Fives. When he had his moment to take out Ahsoka, like he was ordered to do, he hesitated. And not only that, but tried his best to help her before succumbing to the chip in his head, because he knew no matter what any order said, it was the right thing to do. And more importantly, it was his choice. This is where Ahsoka's loyalties and bonds that she has made are really put to the test. She could have just used this opening that Rex gave her as a chance to escape. But instead she goes back for him, because she knows the man Rex is, and refuses to leave him as a mindless clone. I think this action alone speaks volumes for Ahsoka's character. Her ability to see the good in people is unmatched, and her reaction to Order 66 wasn't to just slaughter her way out, but rather to try and save every life on that ship. Once Ahsoka removes the chip from Rex, the show starts firing at all cylinders. Every move these two make can mean their death, and having to fight off their once comrades but choosing to use non-lethal force is just a testament to the bond these two have grown with not just each other, but every other clone who has followed them into battle. We were reminded why the Jedi were so caught off guard by the clones' betrayal, because many were not just soldiers, but friends. This makes the final escape that much more intense, as they're trying to avoid any casualties from both sides. Meanwhile, the clones are out for fucking blood! This comes to an end with Ahsoka and Rex barely escaping, having one final moment of silence for their fallen comrades, and wondering what the future is going to hold for them. And the series closes with one last scene of Vader looking at the lightsaber he gave his once Padawan for her final mission. And for a moment, we see Anakin and are reminded of the tragedy of his fall, but also that there is still hope for his return. A perfect ending to a damn near perfect show. I don't know how much more I can praise this show. The Clone Wars is great. Lucasfilm has really hit it out of the park with Season 7. And while yes, the past few years have been a bit rocky for Star Wars, shows like The Mandalorian and especially The Clone Wars are really bringing their A game. And it seems to show that Lucas and Disney have learned from their past mistakes. They have been focusing more on fleshing out characters like what they did to Ahsoka, their fight scenes have more personal stakes, and they use our knowledge of the movies to amplify tension. I honestly think that as of now with the media we have, Star Wars is in a really good place right now. And that is because the creators are focused on aspects of the franchise that got the fans to fall in love with it in the first place. Star Wars is a franchise that is at its best when it gets more personal with its characters, with its fight scenes, and the overall story. And the Clone Wars is the best embodiment of those principles, as the show has created fan-favorite characters, storylines, and has made the prequels somehow better, while still keeping their own identity. That is incredibly hard to do. This is why I believe that the Clone Wars is the best Star Wars spinoff. And if Lucasfilm and Disney keeps up this same quality, the future looks bright for that galaxy far, far away. Anyway, I do hope you guys did enjoy the video. Again, sorry for the lack of uploads, but if you want to know my opinions on the future of Star Wars on Disney+, click the video on the left. And if you want to know my opinions on Rise of Skywalker and why I believe it failed, hit the video on the right. But once again, I do hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys liked it and you're new to the channel, hit that like and that subscribe button. Also, the channel's potential, it's the same buttons. Anyway, my name has been Gio, and I will see you guys next week. That's right, next week. We're going to try to do weekly content, and I pray to God it works. But anyway, hopefully I'll see you guys next Friday for a brand new video, and I will talk to you all later. Peace.